You have a 5-star rating on Coursera. You are a candidate master. Plus, you just bagged an internship at Google.
So for me, like getting the internship is a different thing. Being good at CP is a different thing. Do ML. CP is not the only path, no.
If you could add a crazy power up on Coursera or code courses, what would you add?
And in ML or in dev, you don't see rewards directly.
Hi guys, so I'm Simone and today with me we have Jenil here. You have a 5-star rating on Coursera. You are a candidate master. Plus, you just bagged an internship at Google. ऐसा resume देख के किसी को भी फट जाएगी और complex आ जाएगा. So why do you think you out of all the people in college scored this internship?
It's just that I had been doing it for like almost a year before that. And Google basically cares more about DSA and all the rounds, OA interviews, everything is just DSA questions, and I had been doing that. So for me, it felt easier than the others. So I just did it and I got it.
Can you please walk me through your preparation process?
Yeah, so I got to know Google is coming like 2 3 weeks, 2 weeks before it actually the form and OA happened. So I started preparing. Like earlier, it was just rumors that Google is gonna come. I was like, let's go. Something is happening. Something good is happening. And when it officially happened, I started preparing. OA I heard was very difficult of Google specifically, and I had seen past questions from GFG, from LeetCode, and those questions I got. Those questions were very hard because around 2021, the peak COVID time, they were the hardest questions ever. So I got pretty scared. I just grinded questions like left and right, 2 3 years, just doing harder questions, learning new topics, segment trees, everything, which never really came in the way. But I did it just because I thought, what if it comes? And I did that. And during the OA, I was like, I'll sit with calm, like 1 hour before I did nothing. And I sat there, I did questions. There were 2 questions. I solved the first question pretty fast, and the second question, I took time and I solved it after. And interviews, preparation completely different. OAs are like basically CP question contest, but interviews is just lead code. So interview preparation, I hadn't done that much before because CP and lead code kind of interrelated, but not that much because you need to optimize memory, you need to optimize time. While in CP, if you do it in log n, if you do it in OFN memory, it's fine. But in interviews, you need OFN memory if it's possible. You need OFN time if it's possible. So I prepared specifically for that. It was like I got the interview round. The interview is happening in 2 days. So I was like, in 2 days, I'm just gonna do lead code. I did. I finished a lot of Scribers sheet and stuff. And yeah, then interviews were pretty smooth going after that. After the entire process of me learning and studying.
At any point you feel कि ये हाथ से भी जाएगा.
So after round one, I wasn't able to solve the last question. Like after 3 follow-ups, there was another follow-up, and I wasn't able to solve it in time and in that much optimized space. So like I had like 5 minutes left, and he asked that question. So I was like panicking that, oh, this. I was like, whatever happens, whatever comes to my brain, I just blurted out. Some of that was wrong. Then with his help, I was able to just come up to the optimal approach. And there was no time, so I was like, this is this. And he was like, yeah, this might be it. So then after that, I asked what was the optimal approach of this question. So there was more optimal approach, but at that time in 5 minutes, I did nothing. I was like, and my interview was like the last to happen in the round one. So for me, my friend like Akash and Shubham had got an interview like for round two within 2 hours. And I was waiting 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. Nothing happened. I got nothing. And the day happened. And I was like, I think this has happened. I messed up. And okay, happened. But I couldn't sleep for like 2 3 hours. I slept for 2 3 hours. I woke up at 10 and I got to mail. Round two is happening in 2 hours. So I was like, yes, round two is happening. And then round two, I learned from the mistake in round one and I did round two pretty well.
So did you expect that you would bag this?
After round two, yes. Before that, not really because I didn't know what type of question will happen. I didn't know if I would mess up speaking or communicating while my thought process is there. I worked with Gauri. I had a mock interview with Gauri Smalega, who was a SWE intern last year, got a PPO this year. So I had a mock interview. I learned from the mistakes I did there. And yes, after that, I was pretty confident that yes, I'll get it.
So now, obviously, you didn't expect that Google is coming to college.
Yes.
What was your plan earlier, and how did your plan change now?
Before that, I didn't really have a plan. I was like, intern, I apply, let's see what happens, whatever. Then UBS came to college, and I was like, let's just give the interview. Let's just give the OA. Who knows what happens? I gave the OA, and I felt it pretty easy. I qualified for technical round. Then I qualified for the HR round. Then I got to know that yes, I also got that offer. So in general, I didn't have a plan. Ki I'll apply for this. I want this company. I was like, I'm doing CP. Whatever company is there, I'll just keep applying. Whatever interview I get, I'll do that. But I didn't really want that I need this internship by the end of December, by the end of Jan. I was like, whatever happens, we'll see. And luckily, things turned out pretty well for me. For the others, yes, it is pretty hard, but I was just lucky enough to get this. Usually, your Google internship is a dream internship for a lot of people,
Yes.
and it's kind of a benchmark. But I heard that you became a candidate master after bagging that internship, and sometimes it happens that once you achieve something, your motivation goes away, or तुम लोग में थोड़ा overconfidence आ जाता है. So how did you see it that way? For me, like getting the internship is a different thing. Being good at CP is a different thing. So for like, since I love doing CP, and I'm like, yes, I like doing this. I didn't really like doing dev. I didn't like. I enjoyed ML, but I'm like, I enjoyed doing CPU. So I'm like, I'm enjoying this. So why not continue this? So I'm like, I continued this, and at that time, ICPC was going to happen in December, in November, December. So I'm like, last year I couldn't go. This year I'm like, at least I want to go to as much high. Like there are 4 rounds. So I'm like, first round prelim I couldn't qualify last year. So I'm like, let's qualify for regionals this year, and hopefully let's do for Asia West or like finals also. But yeah, so I prepared intensely for that only, and through that preparation, I just got candidate master because I had done that much preparation. I see. Well, how was your experience at ICPC and the lot of like brilliant minds that come to ICPC? What is that you learned from them? So ICPC, like earlier, I was like, yes, ICPC is happening. I'm like, I'll do this. I'll get into regionals. I just have to be best in college. I have to get into that good rank so that I be qualified for regionals. And then regionals, I didn't know what happens in the regionals. I hadn't done that much preparation. I'm like, regionals happens. We'll try to qualify for Asia West. We'll do whatever we want. Then Go for Gold happened, which happened in December. It's a camp organized by NST and the minds like Deepak Gaur and every crazy people at INSP. Like the sessions were taken by world finals, people who've been to world finals. Like they are the cream of the top, like cream of the cream. And I'm like to even get to interact with them, to even be learning from them was very amazing. Because I'd seen, like for example, Utkarsh Gupta, I'd learned some topic from his YouTube channel. Getting to interact with them, getting to learn a specific topic was crazy. But then at that time, I realized there were many more people who are very good at CP. I am just one, not even 1% of them. Like people from IITs, a second year person who has been doing CP for 2-3 years is better than me after doing 2 years of CP, 1.5 years of CP. Like the actual realization set in that it is not that easy. I need to do more. I learned that, but yeah, we couldn't qualify for Asia West because there are very good people in IITs and triple ITs in bids. So I'm like, yes, I'll have to do that much preparation in the next year. So it's just motivation. Earlier it was a bit depressing, but I took it as a motivation to learn more. And yes. Yes. CoachStars has done a lot of things for the CP community in our college. And if I'm not wrong, 4 out of 5 people from CoachStars have been selected for Google internship. How do you think that has affected or enhanced your skills? So CoachStars gave me the community to stick to CP. Like for example, if I knew like I knew LeetCode is there. if everyone knows that lead code is there, code chef, some people might know, and contests happen and stuff. But and I gave contest. My first contest was hosted by Coachella itself. It was for FEs only. In that, I was pretty confident because in 9th, 10th, I had done a lot of Java. Like I had solved 12th question because I love doing this kind of letting the computer know, do whatever I want. I'm like, yes, I'll be able to do this very well. I gave the contest. I did only one question out of 7. I was like, what is happening? And then the PCD happened. It was hosted by Viram. And I was like, yes, I'm like understanding that is not only doing the task is important, but doing it in efficient time, in efficient memory is also important. So I was like, yes, I'm learning. Like this looks interesting. Like I loved doing coding in 9th. Well, this looked interesting. But still, I was like, no, like I didn't feel interested in doing CP because at that time I was doing ML. And I was at that point thinking that I'll do ML only. DSA is not required in ML jobs. So I'm like, why do I do CP? Why do I do anything? But then in summer break, I'm like, let's try. I am free at home doing nothing. Let's do this. So I give course of contests. I'm like pretty like 5,000 rank, 10,000 rank in Div 2 and just doing 1 2 questions. And I'm like just 2 hours contest, finishing in 10 minutes doing 2 questions and doing nothing else. So that was a bit setback. But then learning from PCDs, from Viram, learning that how he solved it, I got to know, okay, yes, I can solve this like this. And step by step, I had free time. So I was like, let's do this. 8 to 10 contest happens. Let's just give that. I didn't do anything else after that. 8 to 10, I gave contest. And I just saw my progress later on. I see the progress. When progress happens, you get a dopamine hit. That yes, something good is happening. And in ML or in dev, you don't see rewards directly. In hackathons, you win. But I wasn't being shortlisted in hackathons. I wasn't able to do anything in hackathon. I was able to win hackathon. But here I'm able to get college rank 1 2 3. And yes, something good is happening. So I'm like, just continue this. And because of that, I continued this. And good things happen just doing this. It was just a flywheel that I get good, something good happens, I get good, and yes.
Now, see, as a CP, so if a second year student or a third year student wants to start, where do you think they need to learn from?
So, firstly, learn like grasp the programming language very well. Like, as a first year, people might think like C Java happens, but you just do it for the sake of the subject. Like, whatever practical questions are there, I'll just mug it up and I'll do it on that spot and I'll get marks, whatever. So, that is the mindset of most people. Even I had that because you don't need to do anything else. But then, when I started, it was summer break of first year. So, in CP, you need to understand and if you're able to understand the logic, you need to be able to code it up, right? If you have the grasp of coding languages, like for example, any language, Python, C++, Java, if you're able to translate your logic to code, that is more than enough to start. And starting is specifically in code chef, starting 2 3 questions are just logic based. You don't need data structures, you don't need some specific sorting algorithm or stuff. You just need logic and you're able to solve it. So that is why I had a pretty good grasp in Java and C because I've done 9th, 10th, in 11th. In first year also, I was like, everyone is doing just for the sake of it. I'm like, I was having fun, right? So I just, ma'am gives questions. 2 hours ka lab hota hai. I finish it in half an hour and then I help my friends. Okay, this is this, this is this, this is this. Even ma'am was like, any doubt is there? Ma'am solved 1% doubt, I solved the other person. So at that time, like, yeah. So I had a pretty good grasp of uh, programming language. But in general, for a person, I know people don't know programming languages. And they're like, yes, this is happening, I'll just do whatever course is there. But I would suggest do a programming language pretty well. Like, learn how to do, like, for loops and stuff is there. But in C++, there is STLs, which is arrays, vectors, maps. Learn sorting, such as basic sorting. How do you sort? How do you sort an array? How do you then do some logic based on the sort? So that I think Shriver has a pretty good playlist on starting learning STL, learning arrays, sorting, searching, Neat code is there, neatcode.io. You can learn from that. That is just lead code type stuff. If you just do that, you'll be able to start CodeChef. And once you start CodeChef, you'll be able to know these type of questions you're not able to do. Even I was like, 2 questions I'm not doing, 2 questions I did, 5 questions I'm not doing. Same person, like for example, Veeram had done 5 questions. Now I'm 3 questions. What is something which I'm lacking? And then I attended PCDs. You attend like you upsolve is the main thing. If you upsolve, you'll be able to know, yes, this question I can solve it like this. In the future, usually a similar question happens or something similar topic comes in. And if you're able to link that this question I'm reading, this topic gets solved, then yes, if I'm linking it, then I'm able to code. So yes, after you start programming languages, after you start solving code, you start CodeChef. Thoda you learn ki by these questions you're not able to solve. You learn from PCDs, you learn from other solutions, and small step by step, you are able to solve 3 questions, then 4 questions, then 5 questions, and that's how you just progress. And earlier is just upsolving is more than enough for pupil or 3 stars in CodeChef. But after that, you need to learn thoda topics. Deep, you need to learn graphs and stuff. It is very heavy topics, and yes, it is very strange, and it might feel like, why am I learning this? But if you think of it like if you learn it step by step, like if you're learning a particular topic, for example, recursion. Recursion is the base for graphs and deep. So if you learn recursion अच्छे से, then graphs feel easy for you. DPS feels easy for you because it's just recursion with one step more. So if you do it step by step, it won't feel daunting कि मुझे DP करना है. This is very hard for him. This is very hard for me. If you do it step by step, easy, like it'll be easier for you. And if you spend like 1 hour, 2 hours, like 5 hours, 3 hours a week, like I'm not saying 1 hour a day, 3 hours a week is more than enough to start building that flywheel. And once the flywheel is started, then it's just growth. And obviously, you will feel setbacks, and you'll feel that yes, I'm not able to solve. Like you'll be able to start stagnant. You might be able to fall down also. But it's just you have to keep persisting, and then the flywheel will go.
What is a mistake you think you made which you could have maybe avoided, or something which you feel you could have prepared a bit earlier?
So, firstly, like I learned about CP in the first semester itself. If I started in second semester, obviously I would have half a month, half a year more.
Yeah.
So the time would be more, obviously. The second thing is not only that I started CP, but I was like I just give contest, I attend PCD, and that's it. I did nothing else. I just like contest happened once or twice a week, once a week, twice a week. So I'm like just give contest, and yes, I was just chilling, doing time pass. Time pass is still what I do. That is a staple thing for any person here. So like in general, I would suggest obviously college studies are there, maintaining a GPS there, but I would suggest not just focus on like doing assignments. Like for example, in third year, like in what I have done in fifth semester, I just did college assignments and stuff for the sake of it. Exams and stuff, study beforehand, like a week or two. I do it for a 1 day before. If you are a person like me, you can do it 1 day before.
That is majority of
Majority of you do 1 day before. So like majority of time, you're not doing college studies. You're not doing like if you're doing Dev and ML, you're doing good. If you're not doing anything else, why not just do this? So at that time, I did ML, and then CP started. I didn't do ML, and CP also I just give 2 days or like 4 hours of 2 days. Just give contest of 2 hours. That's it. But that is what I regret. That if I would have given more effort, who knows what might have happened. Yeah, that happens. Like that happens for everything. Like doesn't really matter for GP also. Who knows if I studied 1 day before, 2 days before, I would have gotten more GPA.
have the capability, but
Yes.
वो consistency होनी चाहिए.
Yes. So वो regret तो होने ही वाला है. Doesn't matter whatever you do. So it's yeah.
So then you choose CPO or web development, and why is that?
I just didn't like web. like in general, I liked ML. I was very biased towards ML.
Yeah.
So in general, there are two camps, no, ML and web. So if you're liking web, you're like you hate ML. You hate web because you're doing ML. Why do I need to do Java? Why do I need to React? Why do I need to learn these stacks? merge stack and stuff. I was like, Python आता है, so just do ML. No? Why do I need to do anything else? So that is why I just hated them specifically. I developed, there's a subject called web development, and I'm like HTML, CSS, Java. होता है कुछ, I do it for the sake of the project, and that's I just didn't like it. Like it's up to person to person. People like web, people like ML, people like DS, people like CP. People CP you can do for both.
Correct.
Like ML people can do CP, web people can do CP. But in general, people it's up to their choice. And I'd done Python in 12th, so I knew Python, and I was like Python आता है, so ML is the only next step. That is why I did ML. There was just not really my cup of tea. People are very good at web. For example, Soham, who got into Google, is just crazy at web, like crazy at develop. I don't, the stuff he is able to do, I'm not able to do. Like, he's crazy at that. But that's just his skill. So it's just, I don't like that thing. He likes that thing, so he's able to do that. I like CP, so I'm able to do this. That's it.
What is your favorite data structure and why?
Array. Everything happens with array.
Array.
Like graphs you can make with array. DP does, you can do with array. So if you know array, you just, these are the algorithms. You can just use array to do everything, right? So array is just base for it.
Can you tell me your journey on CodeChef that with a 3-star rating to a 5-star rating, it takes a lot of work and a lot of consistency. So वो कैसे होगा?
Firstly, like you're not even 3-star, you're 1 star, 0 star, 1 star, then 2 star, then 3 star, then 4 star, then 5 star. So for me, 1 to 3, like 1 to 3 star is doable if you do it consistently.
Correct.
Like you just need to able to learn and build your logic. That's good. But then 3 to 4 star is a very big gap. I took I think 4-5 months to just cross that 4-star barrier. That is a very big time. It was like pura third semester. I was just doing code. I started code for thoda. And 3 to 4 star happened. When 4 star happened, I was like, yes. 4 star was like, at that time, I think there were only 2-3 people who were 4 star in college.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, I am third or fourth in college. Amazing, yes. And I at that time I was like, thoda chill ho gaya tha. Like, that time like 4 star ho gaya, I am fourth in college. I am chill thoda, yes. But then 4 to 5 star was a very long journey. 4 to 5 star was a very big gap, and very big gap because around lot of people from India are there. In Div 2, people from 3-star, 4-star, everyone gave that contest. And 4 to 5 star is a very big jump. I got 5-star just before, I think Google just like, I think May end only, I got 5-star. So everything happened back to back. I reached 5-star and then stuff. But I reached expert, I reached 5-star back to back. Like, no, I reached 5-star earlier. So 5-star was a very long journey. And I really don't know how it happened. You just keep giving contests. I learned topics. I learned segmentary. I learned these algorithms and just kept applying on this. I learned DP अच्छे से. And when you learn DP अच्छे से, like questions you're able to like basically map. And when you're able to map, questions happen fast. When questions happen fast, you just become that up. Like, but there's a very long stagnation. You go down, you come up. In code forces, you pupil, specialist, pupil, specialist. Then you reach expert. Vapas you reach pupil. Like it's a very jagged path. But once you hit like something unlocks in your brain, and then you're able to solve that extra question. Once you're able to solve that extra question, you just grow to the next level. And that is how I reached expert. I reached 5-star. Then expert, I practice for ICPC, I reached candidate master. So that is just small steps, and I don't really know how I got to that position if you would ask me. But just these particular journey just led me automatically to be that person.
Who would you say is your CP idol, or like did any of your friends influence you, or what did you learn from them? Or
The person I learned the most was Viram. So Viram was like the number one in college at that time. He took PCDs. After the 2 hours of contest, he took 1 hour, 1.5 hour of PCD. And at that time, it was only me, Akash, Deep, we. 4 people, just for 4 people, he was doing this PCDs, giving his solution. While people just give contest and just leave it, right? I learned from like all my progress. I didn't practice. So all my progress happened because of her. I learned from PCDs and I just learned applying. And that applying just gave me that confidence to get increase in rating. And that helped me love CP more. After that, like obviously Viram is there. We are now like kind of neck and neck. And I learned from him, he learns from me. And yeah. But then there's a next idol, Gorish. Gorish is very close Viram's friend. And he is master in code chef, code forces. Master is basically top 18 India. Top 80, top 50 in India. It is crazy. I was like in export is 2000 in India. If you are pupil, you are like 5,000, 10,000 in India. So reaching export, I was like 2000 in India, very good. Then reaching Canadian master, 250 in India, amazing. But then reaching from 250 to 80 is a very big gap. And I'm like, I'm still learning from him. I'm still in contact. We discuss question daily. That I'm this question, how do I solve? How does he solve? And this algorithm stuff, it just opens my brain. You should talk to someone who is like very ahead of you. And that is how like then I try to match it. Like Veeram was very ahead of me. I learned from Veer. Now Gaurish is very ahead of me. I learned from Gaurish. And then probably let's say if I hopefully match Gaurish level, someone else comes in and I learn from that person. So yeah. So if a person wants to learn, I would suggest obviously I am there to target, like you can reach from me. But there are also many people. For example, in DJ, after this Google happened, many people are there doing it. Like there are around 10, 15 people who are, there are 5, 10 people. In first year, there are 2 people who are 3-star, 4-star. Like 3-star, there are 2 people in first year. Second year, there are only 4, 5 people. So yes, there are many people doing that. So you can even now since first year, second year, is there, you can just aim for your own colleagues, like the same level. Like I can just aim for that a friend of mine who's ahead of me. I can just aim for that, right? If I bypass that, then aim for someone else. There are many people. Just learn from it. In DJ specifically, if you're not in if you're not in like DJ or you're not in peers, just aim for some person who's at the same level or just 1 year above. So that is how you just grow. If you could add a crazy power up on Code Chef or Code Forces, what would you add? Just knowing what data, like what algorithm to use. Oh. For example, like in chess, like for example, I do chess a lot. I've done chess since like I I learned chess in first grade. I've been doing chess in till fifth. I was like doing chess at chess. Then schools happened. I just left chess. Then COVID happened. So before 10th is after COVID, before COVID. So in 10th, my brother started chess. So I'm like, he started beating me. So I'm like, I learned chess. Then chess, what happens is, if you know that I'm winning, if you know that this is a good move, then you're able to win the game. So just similarly in like code for any competition, if you know that this question can be solved by this, then you can only think on this topic. Or else you have to think of DP, you have to think of greedy, you have to think of segmentary, you have to think of lots of stuff. If you know this is there, you might be able to solve this. That is a power, but it's just cheating yourself. So, coming on cheating, कभी मूड हुआ है cheating का? For me, like when I was growing, yes, कि भाई एक question solve नहीं हो रहा. I should be able to solve this. My friend has solved this. Why am I not able to solve this? So that happens. The temptation is there. But at that time, what I felt was, what would I gain out of cheating? I would gain that, yes, I would solve that extra question in front. I would reach 3-star faster. But then at the end of the day, my skill is not growing. And if my skill is not growing, if I'm just cheating, I'm not having fun in cheating. If I'm not having fun in cheating, I would just cheat and get that thing, and it's not fun for me. I do anything else, and yeah. And in general, then in interviews, for example, if you put in your resumes, for example, till now in job market, if you have a good rating in code course, your resume gets shortlisted. But what will happen is, if you came there with cheating in interviews and OS, you'll just like obviously people do cheat in that also, but that is a very whole lot of different thing. But interviews you can't really cheat that much. So interviews is where they actually assess that you actually know to code. People in India specifically, even by cheating, they'll pass. But in interviews, very basic. If you ask very basic DFS, very basic. There's a very good thing called there's a very basic problem called FizzBuzz. FizzBuzz is basically print three fizz when it's three, print buzz when it's a multiple of five, print FizzBuzz when a multiple of 15. There's a there's a very big history like in Twitter if you see in LinkedIn, Stack Exchange, everywhere. Very like in US and everything, everywhere. If you just ask this bus, 90% of people aren't able to solve that also. Very basic call, like person, like if condition, if multiple of three, if multiple of five. People can't do that also.
Basic.
That basic. So if you're not able to do that, even by cheating in interviews, you won't be able to pass. And at the end of the day, even if you're able to pass, let's say cheating, you're cheating like cheating. Let's say you're doing this, but you're cheating yourself only. You're not getting that skill, and let's say you're wasting that 2 hours. If you're giving that contest for 2 hours, you've cheated and then given that contest, right? But you wasted that 2 hours of time.
Yeah.
If you're doing that, just use that time somewhere else. If you're not like CP, well enough, do well, do ML. There, CP is not the only path, you know. If you like, I would suggest don't cheat yourself. Like they're in web also they cheat by doing like just learning from like giving GPT to do this, and just that. But I would suggest if you're learning something, obviously GPT will help and stuff, but try to upskill yourself. Or else if you're not upskilling yourself, AI will take your job. So yeah. So if you're not scared of anything else, be scared of AI to take your job. No. Because if you're completely dependent on AI, doing anything you won't be able to do. So yeah, your job will be at risk because of it. So
How do you feel like Google internship would like build your resume, and what are your future plans?
second year and I didn't have an internship.
Okay.
So this is my first internship. So obviously people in second year who had internships are at a step higher from me.
Huh.
They got selected in hackathons. I didn't get selected in hackathons because I didn't have an internship. I had some basic projects, that's it. But then now since I have a Google internship is a very big thing. Like
Okay.
very less people get that internship. Like it's a dream for people.
Yeah.
So obviously, yeah, it'll help me in my resume. It'll help a lot. But yeah, so in general, that is another thing. Google resume is there, but I just don't need to be complacent enough. I don't do projects. If for example I don't get a PPO, if for example I get sacked after the PPO or whatever, I still need to be able to skilled enough and have my resume enough good enough to even apply to other companies, right? And yeah, so Google is just for me it's a stepping stone. Obviously, it's a dream for many people. People get stuck to it. For me, it's a stepping stone to basically leap forward. And earlier, I had done nothing. I before Google, I wouldn't have gotten anything. People with my same resume and stuff don't get shortlisted in many companies. Many companies don't just get rejected because we come from basically teachers. We my GPA is very like I don't have a 9+ GPA. I don't have that good projects. Only thing to show for is my CP profile, and now I have Google. So Google has just helped me a lot in general if I want a future after this. That is a very good thing. If you want, like, just be very good at that, win hackathon and stuff. Then also you'll get a very good CP. But I don't win hackathon. I haven't won hackathons because I didn't get shortlisted. Only thing I've won is CP competition. So I have given my life to this. Google just happened, and I'm very thankful that this just boosts my resume more.
Okay, thank you so much for being with us today, and we learned a lot, and I hope all the viewers who are watching also learned.